It's the Cable MTG Show.
I could also not defeat a single gorilla. Really depends. Like, are the gorillas tied up? Do they have all their arms and legs? Are they like... Oh, LeBouge did donate. $42! We have a $42 stip. 42 guards in the deck and go ham. Hell yeah. I'm going to put this in the overlay. Sorry I missed your donation, but I am into it. If we see any two-headed monsters, we got to grab it too. Questing Beast has a few heads. Is Questing Beast our who is that character? Zaphod Beeblebrox? It's been so long since I've read the book or watched any of the adaptations. Too bad Solemn Simulacrum's not in the cube, because Sad Robot would certainly fit the stip, right? Yeah, I watched the American movie, and it was pretty good. Alan Rickman is the Sad Robot. And then the BBC version was much lower budget, but also, like, quite a lot of fun. Questing Beast's text box doesn't shut up, just like Zaphod. Right. Way too many words. So any card that looks like a dolphin. I think I'm just grabbing a Hex Drinker here. President Beeblebrox, my apologies. Well, to make sure we end up with 42 cards, I'm going to keep on grabbing cards that are just straight up on color here. Unexpectedly Absent is fitting for the Dolphins. Oh yeah, that's true. That is true. Alright, I'm into it. Bright Glass Gearhulk does tutor a lot of cards. Maybe that's the everything. Hey, what's up, Mark? Gearhulk's probably gonna wheel him. Do Pilgrims hitchhike? They could hitchhike. 6 is 1/7 of the deck by himself. Because 4 plus 2 is 6. Basically 42 all by his lonesome. Also divisible by 6. We just need the 7 card and we'll be there. Tidebinder reminds me of all the dolphin leaving. Is there a 4-2 in the cube? There might be. We could try to create 4-2s. Have I tried shifting Woodland? Yeah, it's solid. It's like a, what's the word? It's like a creature land. Yeah, some people are really high on it. Mind Twist. Those books can be kind of Mind Twist sometimes. The Hitchhiker's Guide series. There's gotta be some bugs in there somewhere. There's so many books. Or they're so thick anyway. Mind Twist is Vogan poetry. Let's jam it. We got people that actually remember the books in the channel. That might help. Think about that Nexus. Think about the Eagles. The Eagles are so specifically Lord of the Rings, though. Maybe I'll just end up being mono green. Can't forget to bring a towel. Absolutely not. Lanissa Wield. That's helpful. Flying's important. Oh yeah. How else are the Dolphins gonna leave? Memory Jar seems oddly perfect, right? Don't one of the characters like lose their memory? What card in the cube is the most towel-like? I guess I would wipe myself off with that general card. If you mean pragmatically. Zaphod burns info out of his head. Yeah, I'm remembering this like a fuzzy dream, you know. Oh yeah, Mox Emerald or Soul Ring. That's pretty sick. Mox Emerald's pretty cool for playing the turn 1 Raphaelos and stuff, but I think our curve's gonna be large enough that we want the Soul Ring. Urza's got the cape. Urza does have the cape. Oh no! My rum's gone. Referencing the wrong IP here. Yeah, wrong movie. I mean, we're referencing a book. And Urza's Saga is also a story, A tale being told. Tireless Tracker seems accurate. Tracker does seem accurate. I wonder if we can wheel it because the Nissa came back. I think Noble Hierarch remembers their towel. They could. The hyperspace bypass was a lethal scheme. It's pushing it. Most tales do have a lethal scheme at some point, but, you know, what are we doing here, right? Yeah, in the interest of getting enough cards for 42 playables, I'll snag the Noble Hierarch. I'm sure they met a Noble Hierarch or two along their way, along their travels. Does anyone get brain probed for Thought Scour? I mean, Zaphod does remove his own memories, which is why we got like Mind Twist and Memory Jar here. Good Thought Scour. You thought I had to run a 42 card deck? Yeah. That's the only criteria. But it still means like playing a few more, playing a few extras. The Nuge. We still want enough playables here. A lot of fucking weird shit in those books. A lot of oddities. I think Zaphod's a preacher of schisms. Yeah, I think that would have been a fine explanation. They do a lot of wandering. They do so much wandering. We can jam get lost. All these 6s and no 7s. I mean, Grizzlebrand. How about Grizzlebrand, actually? Pay 7 life, draw 7 cards, 7/7. We can take one of the 7s from Grizzlebrand and combine it with 6 here and get to 42. It's not 6 times 7, it's 6 times 9. Well, now you're trying to fucking teach me math. I don't think those tales gave anyone nightmares, but I think some of the members, and some of the characters are getting living their nightmares. The main character is kind of like a cub that a lost cub that Zaphod's leading around. Hey, Tireless Tracker came back. Perfect. Oh, the Poet of Unity. That's Douglas Adams. You can't have those books without Douglas Adams. Yeah, Blightsteel's a bit more intimidating than Marvin, I was saying that I wish that Solemn was still in the cube for just that reason. Do we think Zaphod's an ignoble hierarch? Where's the dolphins? Maybe Oculus? It is flying above the water. Pretty loose. Terra Sunder like they did to Earth to build the highway. I like it. I think we can wheel the Terra Sunder though. Overgrown Tomb. So, if you think about how verbose the Hiker's Guide is, it is something of an overgrown tome as opposed to an overgrown tomb. I think I might have hurt myself from all that stretching. Oh, pilgrims be wandering. Pilgrims be hitchhiking. Tendrils of Agony after that pun. This feels like a high-powered pack to me. Urborg would let me hardcast the Grizzlebrand. So Thoughtseize could work. Zaphod self-Thoughtseizing. I kind of like Malevolent Rumble. Fits the whole scheme of what we're doing here. And it could be, you know, when they tore the Earth apart. Is Monstrosity a Bug Bladder Beast? I mean, there needs to be areas for this tale to take place, right? I think I'm gonna snag that bayou. Marvin does end up in a mattress swamp. Perfect. Collective brutality. Collective being a very loose term for corporate, huh? A lot of that going on. Grief certainly matching Marvin's temperamentum. People were saying that Eternal Witness is Marvin. Someone suggested Terra Sunder as the world being blown up, but we kind of have that with the Malevolent Rumble. Yeah, Karn is Marvin-like, but we do already have the Eternal Witness in his stead. I think we can Urborg there. Upheaval, kind of a perfect last pick, huh? All the Dolphins going back. All right, let's trim this down to something playable then. I think I'll play the Nexus. It's kind of cute with our natural order targets. Not a ton of way to get that Grizzlebrand in the graveyard. I almost want to cut the Grizzlebrand. Are we thinking 18 lands? I think we still play 17. And then the Mana Dorks and the Soul Ring are going to help us like operate fine. Which means we only have 3 cuts to make here. Maybe the double black on Lethal Scheme's rough. Is Huatli flippable? Not really. Not a bad one to sack to Recurring Nightmare, though. And it fixes for black, which is pretty good. I think I'm going to cut Expensive Nissa. Whereas this Nissa ramps us up to Craterhoof. Which leaves me with one more cut to make. Yeah, Huatli just doesn't have the flippability in this deck. Well, that's fine. It's not why I'm playing him. Thinking about Rofellos. Thinking about Curator. A keen-eyed Curator would certainly make sure that Douglas Adams was on their library shelves, though. Maybe I'll cut Cub. Might be a little aggro for the deck. Cub's like kind of always good, but gotta cut something here, huh? Gotta cut something. Oh, hey, we have Yavimaya and Urborg. That's cool. And you can see with our low amount of black sources why it's like pretty important to have the Huatli, I think. But yeah, I like emphasizing green, make the Rofellos a little better. I might even cut this Woodland. We do have some self-mill though, so the Woodland might play well. Hell yeah, Salty Ninja. Opponent mulling on the play over there. Looks like we got ourselves black-green mirror. So if the ignoble gets answered, we can still turn to this Tireless Tracker. Orcs are so fucking good. I kill your dork. Also, I have value. Also, your other card draw is bad. Okay. Excuse me? The old Overgrown Tomb Swamp, Force of Will. Pitch Jace. Kind of glad the Saga got binned. How to not play around that force will? I don't think there's a way to play around. Even if my opponent was mono blue, I'm still casting my Soul Ring, right? Manissa, sure. Do they tank? Do they not? Yeah, it's there at least with the Orc. Now we have a choice to make. We could go Lotus Cobra, land into Tracker, or we could just play Tracker and get a clue. I'm going to do that, I think. Not a lot for the Cobra to do in the future. Hey, Joel. Thanks for the 82 months. Joel hopes that Sir Barrington's enjoying his vacation. May his absence be bearable. Thank you for the sub. Is the opponent finally out of cards? Do I get to do things? Imagine getting Hull Breachered after all that. The Nexus could cheat out the Worm, and then if the Grist had enough loyalty counters, you could sack the Worm to the Grist. Get some 5/5s. I don't think it's happening because this freebooter is going to peck at the... God damn these fucking orcs! Fuck this card! I'm fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. I wonder if I even want to play the Nexus into the Orcs. Probably, right? I think I'm going to sandbag my land for that. You feel that? Bowmaster's a little good. Pretty good. Interesting. So they didn't subtlety my Lotus Cobra with the plan of getting the flash block in. Oh, shoot, what up? Hi, XM Ranger Red. Thanks 11 months there. They spent one in a black, and they deserve to dominate the game. Yeah, let's completely take over. Hey, DCM Dame. Thanks the 100 months there. Boom! The big 100. There are a lot of creatures like that. You're not wrong. How's my night going? It's going great. Wait, why does Grist have 2 loyalty? Shouldn't it be at 0? Very possible I should just be getting Nissa back at this point. Opponent's over there like, okay. Yeah, the issue with using Grist to crack the World Spine there is that the Bowmasters would have gotten a ping off the Nexus. They would have ascended at the Grist. So it wouldn't have worked out. Oh my god, I got to draw some cards. They're not very good cards, but that's okay. We got to draw them. Recurring Nightmare would be fucking sick here. We could crack the worm while getting the grist into play and the tracker and all that. Is this band a rock opera thing? No. They're just power metal. They're just having a good time. Zaphod Beeblebronx has entered the scene. Consideration for making the Questing Beast a 3/3 in case of counters. I mean, they don't have that many cards left. We're drawing 2 cards a turn. If they have a counter for the QB, it's not the end of the world. And there's also the chance, as we saw it play out, there's the chance that we want to use the Nexus for whatever we draw off the Nexus. And then the Questing Beast is getting in more damage. I think there's a lot of reasons to cast it there. Endurance is coming in. They did show me a reanimation effect. I'm going to cut Memory Jar versus the Orc deck. The Stip is indeed a Hitchhiker's Guide thing. In the draft, we were all trying to make Hitchhiker's references and such. Plot out the tale. It was a good time. It came with a $42 donation, too. Yeah, trying mightily Jackal Demon, which is about as much as you can ask for from a Twitch chat. I kid. I have been snuffed. The benefit of the saga is it finds me a soul ring. But that would take a bit. I wonder if Thespian Staged Lightning Greaves is setting up for a hasty 2020. Not a lot I can do about that. Oh, there's a Nadu. Well, that's probably also going to win, Hum. Bird Wizard. So Recurring Nightmare does what? It gets Acrofellos. Does that matter? I'll probably have a way to kill it. I'm not even going to level it up 3. I'm going to leave this spawn token around. So, not a particularly exciting turn, huh? I didn't like any of my options. I didn't like flashing in the Endurance. I didn't like Huatling a basic. I didn't like Recurring Nightmare getting Macrophelos, and then like a single removal spell just nukes the whole turn. And you lose your spawn too. I am going to concede to that because we're about to draw 6 more cards on top of Bomasting my Hex Drinker. And that does not seem particularly beatable here. Saga a little awkward here. I think I'll play the Ignoble turn 1. And then if it lives, I can go Soul Ring, Tireless Tracker, Land Drop for the Clume. And if it doesn't live, then you'd still be able to go Saga, tap it for Soul Ring, Tracker. Hey, stop Triflin. I don't have 42 cards in deck. It would be difficult to maintain 42 cards in deck. Drawing every turn. What do we flash it in? Oh, that's a dicking. Hey, Jackpot. Thinks the sub. Thinks it's 69 months. Seeing if they have a way of reanimating their Archon. Dothy, Voidwalker, bunch of lands. The Voidwalker could make Rumble awkward if they played it like this turn. Well, fair. I believe my only hit in this deck is that Soul Ring. Fair. The, oh, you're reading into the exclamation point? I see. It's not a math stream, Sam Shot. I wonder if this tireless tracker can just take it down, I think they're thinking a little bit about if they want to jump tireless here. If they get Rumble back, it's pretty bad to cast it with the Voidwalker out anyway. Fair enough. This Woodland's potentially exciting with that Grizzlebrand in the bin. Just saying. Hot diggity. Hey, it would be fine if we had a Dork or a Soul Ring or something, but we do not have that. Soul Ring would still let me turn 2 tracker. Those Wasp's nipples, exactly. Yeah, good old Moldfly on the play, get himmed. I guess that keeps me in it. Why is nipples censored in your chat? Well, not everybody can handle every word upside down. Valid. So we're not quite offering a trade because the QB is going to get an exalted trigger here. And the clue token's giving us a card. The real issue here is that they still have 5 cards in hand, right? It's a lot. Yeah, Bloodbraid Challenger is probably just going to beat me by its lonesome. BBC radio play version. I don't know what you mean by radio play, but I did enjoy the BBC series. It's kind of on the same budget level of their like Lion the Witch and the Wardrobe series, which I did watch recently. And it's like extremely low budget, but it's fun. Fun and like pretty faithful to the source material. Sweet, 9 down to 7. Man, if I hadn't traded that questing beast, Tom, I could have tutored up a 15-15, and that probably would have been good in this matchup. I just immediately rebought the Pyroglyph anyway. Well, they have reanimate, so endurance comes in over. I don't know. Memory jar again. But if I don't have memory jar in here, then what's gonna draw me the answer to Shieldred? Man, this hand needs some fucking mana, huh? I want to keep it anyway. Hate mulliganing against the Hymn to Turok opponent. We can keep this one. Just bin the Nexus. Are any of y'all sick of this track? I've been playing it a lot lately, but it might just be me. Me hearing it a bunch and not chat. It's been a little spread out. You watch every stream muted? Nice. That's a good tact. First time hearing it? Nice. It gets stuck in my head, so I've been blasting it a lot. Last few days. Today we listened to 2 albums by this band. Oh my fucking god, this Renin 6. No, my Hex Drinky. Oh yeah, well, I'll fizzle 1 activation from that Renin 6. With the power of endurance! Deathrite, getting them some ramp here. You're a self-taught lip reader. Nice. Yeah. Chat's mom actually taught me how to read lips. Slowed down on cracking the clue like, wait a minute, hold on. No, my tracker! He was too tireless to die! Fuck this bat. I was gonna play this Crater Hoof. It was gonna be sweet. Instead, I'm fucking a bat. Don't fuck a bat. Trust you. Also, don't ask. I think bats would be attentive lovers. I just think they would be good at it. Use an echolocation to hit the right spots. Interesting concession. Pangolins, good colors. Oh, they gotta be. They gotta be. They're cuddle shaped. Bats are pretty chill. All they do is hang around. Yeah, yeah. You get why that person was watching the stream with the sound off? Okay, okay. You ever seen a fruit bat go to town on a mango? Yeah, show me what that mouth do. My God. That is the happiest bat. Also, isn't this bat fucking huge? It's like the size of a small cat. I think I'll mull this. I like the turn one ignoble hierarch, but like, you could maybe get away with it on the draw. The payoff's just like not quite there. Like you need lane drops the mind twist to be good, right? Okay, okay. Do something with this. Fruit bats are huge. Yeah, apparently. Just tiny mangoes. Just the smallest fucking mango you ever saw. I was planning on turn one into Urza Saga, just get like the soul ring out faster, but I think we play the 2-minute Rafellos now. Eight to 10 inches. Yeah, that's an intimidating size. I don't know, Critter's actually got that big. How's Rafellos been? It's been okay. They didn't take it, so they're just gonna pop it. Or maybe they like really cared about their hand. Like they take Rafellos there, then I do collect Brutality on 2. The biggest bats have a wingspan of over 1 meter. Bracket about 3 feet. Oh, thanks, Torfon. I'm American, so I wouldn't be able to translate a meter. I got that ignorant American mind. I guess, right? I guess. It's annoying, but an Oliphant right now would be obnoxious too. Human feet are like dog's feet. Dog's feet are like a seventh of human's feet or something, right? I forget the calculation. I should play There's a Saga out this turn. I could have activated next turn and filled up the Hex Drinker. I just mathed it wrong. Is this bad? Just bad math. You ever math bad? On stream in front of hundreds of people? Yeah, me neither. And now I lost my fucking Saga. Bummer. Just bummers all around. And the Hex Drinker's not gonna be able to race a Shieldred. unfortunate. Yeah, I feel like this game's not going well for me. We're just gonna sit here and take 2 damage a turn. You only math bad? Fair. At least we get to pop Nissa, huh? Two days with no power? That's a while, iWafflebot. Had to toss so much food. Yeah, I had a couple years ago, I had a refrigerator break and ended up losing, like, most of it, right? That was pretty brutal. Yes, they realized that the woodland could copy endurance, so they didn't serve their forest here. I think I'm just supposed to block with the ignoble. Get that chomp on. On average, how many penguins are supposed to be in a bathtub? Oh, that's very difficult to calculate. It depends on the type of penguins and the type of bathtub, right? I've just been gifted some stew. Thanks, babe. We can scoop to this. Oh, pigeons. How many pigeons in a bathtub? Well, that's easy. 0. They seem to be doing fine. Yeah, I mean, feral cats seem to be doing fine. They're still, like, getting more disease and stuff and living in the wilderness. There are little buds. The spaghetti tariffs have wrecked the local economy. I mean, we do import a shitload of pasta. I read an article earlier this morning written by someone who seemed to know quite a lot about trade routes and all that. And they did not seem thrilled. They did not seem to think we were in a good spot. On Blue Skies, I see a bunch of posts every day from people on the East and West Coast that like live in like these bustling port cities, and they're like, "Yeah, I've never seen the I've never seen the bay empty before. This is terrifying." It's just a sign that we might have, empty shelves in the stores and such. Definitely the regular cost of doing business and not anything unique to the current administration, I'm sure. Pretty far away from this curator doing anything. Could get an attack in for 3 here. I kind of dig that. Art of the deal, yeah. I don't know how much to think about the art of the deal being ghost written, because I don't know much about ghost writing. Like how much of an impact the actual person's name on it has. I gotta imagine it varies a lot. I know the actual ghostwriter of the art of the deal came out and was like, he didn't write that shit, what the fuck? You know someone who ghostwrites erotic novels? Me too, yes, James. Well, the good news is this curator is going to become a 7/7. The bad news is my opponent also has a 7/7. What'd they get to hand? Just a land. Ghost Rider? I remember that fucking show. There were indeed a lot of ghosts. Yeah, I feel like I'm in a very not good spot here. They still have 5 cards in hand. So you block with the Elvish Mystic and the Keen-Eyed Curator and attempt to trade. I want to take 8. And then hopefully draw good cards and I don't know. I mean, I could rip Natural Order or Crater Hoof, right? Yeah, no Snapcast to make this plane specifically. Interesting. I think I gotta cast this now, unfortunately. It'd be nice to be able to play it in Drain while they're only at 6 life. But if they use it to give the Snapcaster the Inti Trample, I might make my next turn pretty awkward. You think of Ghost Rider and Wishbone all the time? I certainly watched more Wishbone. It didn't really get me into reading Wishbone, but it was kind of fun. Reading Rainbow didn't either. What got me into reading was my mom and my 2nd grade teacher reading a lot. And I really liked being read to. I wonder if there's a kids show where it's literally just people reading interesting books aloud. Did they get me into Jack Russell Terriers? Not really. Class was boring, so I used to have a cubby hole in the desk, could have an open book in and read. Yeah. I certainly did that too. The Italian not serving is such a good sign. But that was after I was already like a voracious reader. Definitely would get in trouble. I got in trouble in school and at home for reading. I would try and stay up late. And then I'd be tired all the time. Well, this game started to look winnable, huh? We got creature, land, sorcery from our graveyard. This will exile one of them. Uh-oh, they have a thing. That is annoying. Interesting that they blocked the Raphaelos instead of trading. This is a scavenging news. It'd be a little bit better here, huh? All these critters in the bin. At least the curator's doing something against that. I played the land there. There's a counter that's like 2 mana that makes them pay 2 more and you can replicate it. So they could hypothetically make me pay 4 mana for this. So put the land out. I did do a token stip yesterday. It went pretty well. I'm going to bring Endurance in, but I'm not going to cut Memory Jar this time. Kind of want to get Grist rolling. The self-mill is really good with Recurring Nightmare. Oh, look at that double hit. Alright, I'll play the name 6. I wonder if you're supposed to track her there. Yeah, I don't know. Have y'all ever tried food? That's pretty fucking good. I recommend it every once in a while. Give it a shot. Just give it a shot. Kind of a high-risk play in this spot. I'll play it anyway. You just finished a food? Nice. Opponent did not play stock up. Made me think they were doing something. They're not just like holding a Brazen Bar over there. What does the 1 out of 10 doctor recommend instead of food? Probably Bronzo, right? It's got what plants crave. It's got electrolytes. What's the name of it? Yeah, Brondo. Yeah. I think I said something slightly different. Idiocracy is problematic. Yeah, I've heard criticisms of it, but it's been so long since I've seen it that it's like a little eugenics and stuff. They're snapping back no more lies. Feels like I'm getting a little tempoed here. Well, we can crack the clue token and maybe prevent one of their 2/1s from connecting. Take 3 in the air, go down to 6, and then I guess next turn we use Grist to hug a Cobra at the Brazen Borrower so we don't die to the 3/1. And just hope to fade some like Athari or 4th Aerolingus while the Tireless Tracker takes over. Oh, Prophetic, not problematic. Gotcha. My apologies. Misread you. Probably should have drawn my card before sacking. Well, the Saga tokens could play really well with this Tireless Tracker if we get to do that. I have defeated my soup chat. You may clap. Yeah, we got to break Storm Chasers last time because we had a Graveyard Hate card, but here they just get to rebuy Path, and the Path exiles the Tracker, and they can like clear Grist and put me down to 4. Probably not coming out of that one, huh? I guess they technically don't have lethal in play. They need to play a spell to trigger prowess. Well, they got something. Yeah, that seems winning. Hey, Lord Burgie thinks that 54 months there. Yeah, the turn 2 Raptor hitting Inti on the play was pretty good. Just a little bit too much pressure, a little bit too many answers to my answers. We'll get him here, though. That was an interesting game, I thought. You can't win them all, Caleb. That was well played. Yeah, right? Who said that? What are the odds of me untapping with this Rafellos? Dick nothing. The double black's a little hard, Bitterbloom. As is having a black card to pitch. There's like 5 black cards in the deck. Have I done any drafts with Quarry Steelcutter? I certainly have. Card's solid. Bye, Rafellos. Okie dokie. Dazing on the draw. Mind Twist wouldn't be bad here. You think they should make a white daze? I think they should make a daze for every color. Then Legacy could truly be great. Actually, I think this rebuy it, right? I'm just gonna kill a thing. And hopefully the grist mill is good to me with this shifted woodland. Nope, that wasn't it. Not the one I wanted to mill. Well, that's my turn. Thanks, Bishop. Thanks, heads up. Oh shit, what up? Hey, Dark Lord Ragnar, thanks for 55 months. Hey, look, the first channel I ever subbed to on Twitch. Fancy that. GG's, Caleb. Hey, GG's, Ragnar. Could I have Woodlands the Worm with before the shuffle? With the trigger on the stack, if you did have 4 card types, you could have done that. We don't have 4 card types, so Woodlands not activating. Yeah, the days on the Rumble actually playing out pretty well, Might have a rough time here. I think it's like Nissa or bust. Maybe I should have boarded in the other Nissa. Have more of that sort of thing. I can't top deck questing bees because we know they've got a path in hand, right? Oh shit, what up? Hey, Spec Bonage, thanks for 32 months. You're very welcome to the content. Yeah, something about this band really reminds me of King Gizzard. Apparently, they're also Australian. That might explain it. Dang, the 1 and 2 scrapperoo, but still a very positive fucking draft, $42 stip, draft for the 42 card deck. Perfect. Thanks again, Labouche.